If you are expecting me to recommend you thousands of products in order to be chic, you're on the wrong video. Hi, I am Janvi and I hope you are doing well. And here on this side of the internet, we tend to really better ourselves and just go through life. Being chic to me is similar to being classy, having a sense of style. No matter which celebrity is your favorite, every celebrity I think does this, especially Deepika Padukone. She rocks the classic outfit, a jeans and a t-shirt, shirt with sweats, oversized shirts with oversized jeans. And that is very chic to me because how effortless it is. Of course, it is not effortless honestly, but it looks effortless. But of course, it was never about what she was wearing, but how she was wearing it. Her. It was her that was wearing these clothes. Chicness is a quality that I don't think I can explain literal in words, but it is a mindset, it is the aura, it is how you tend to give out yourself. So, why is that, and how can we all be like that? Now, what does chic even mean? The dictionary definition is elegantly and stylishly fashionable, which is pretty obvious. But in today's time, I think how the word aesthetic was used in the beginning and now it has been used left, right, and center. I think the same is happening to the word chic. Let's come back to the original thing of being chic. It is a practice. Being chic is a practice. It's small habits that exude schoolgirl energy without being desperate. Because the whole point of being chic is not trying too hard in the first place. So, these are some real practical habits that will make you feel instantly chic without even realizing it. The first thing that will make you effortlessly chic is invisible makeup. It's not clean girl makeup, it's not natural or nude makeup, but it's invisible makeup. Meaning, let's say that you have your almond eyes and you are constantly doing the eyeliner in a way that is not suited to you just because you like it or just because it looks good on a certain model or a certain person that you like. It is not going to look good on you. So using makeup to enhance what you have. For example, I really like my eyes, I really like my lips. So I tend to do the most on these two areas because I like it. I want to enhance it even more. Now, if you notice, I have very small eyes and I have hooded eyes. And eyeliner, I used to put it like full bold eyeliner because I used to like it on the girls that did. But did it suit my eyes? Did it suit me? No, because as soon as I opened my eyes, it was all over here. But I was consistent. No, I will put it. I was very like desperate to have that mota liner that girls used to do, especially the kajal that Kareena Kapoor used to like have. I loved that. I wanted to have that, but I understood that, oh, it's not gonna suit my eyes, it's not gonna suit my face. So I stopped doing that. I only started using kajal at the bottom line and on the top line, inner corners, not on top of my eyes, and started to look much, much, much better. Now, a lot of people have like this conception, a lot of girls especially have this conception that if they wear very dark lips, it will be very bold. But as you can see, this is actually dark. If I am far away, it looks very nude, but actually, it's pretty dark. But I like it because it enhances my lips, and I love my lips. I love my lips and eyes, so I will enhance that. This is what invisible makeup is. Not putting an entire face of makeup, and even if you do, putting it in a way that doesn't look like that. If you want to look like it, then of course go for that look. But on a daily basis, I don't think so. Putting full face of makeup is actually very possible or very practical. So, a better way to do is your invisible makeup. Maybe putting on just a kajal. Like for me, I just put on a kajal and a lip tint because these are the two places that I really want. I am okay with no blush. But kajal and lip tint are my invisible makeup. Now, you might think that you are not like a 10 on 10 girl. Maybe naturally you don't feel beautiful. Neither do I. Nobody actually feels like beautiful on the inside all the time. There are days and then there are days that you do not find yourself beautiful. That's completely fine. But that doesn't mean that you can't enhance your features. Even though you feel like, let's say, 8 on a 10 on a 10. But still do that invisible makeup and maybe you'll feel like a 9. The other part of your appearance that is very, very, very important is your dress, your dressing style. Now, I know I said that habits make you look chic, but let's not pretend that clothes do not help. Those do help. We want to look and feel chic outside also. But this is the place that I think most women go wrong with, because they just start buying a lot of clothes and think that, oh, I can like pair so many things with it. Good if you can, but the first step should be by looking in your closet. Look at the clothes that you have already, because those will define your style, because that is what you are wearing, that is what you have worn before. You know what looks good on you. Just keep what you have and decide through that. Make outfits that look good to you through those clothes. For example, let's say that you have 5 good t-shirts and you really like t-shirts, then you can look chic in t-shirts. What you can do is pair one t-shirt maybe with a pencil skirt. It looks very classy, looks very chic. Pair it with a good kitten heels. Another t-shirt with a jeans looks very classy, looks very elegant, because it never goes out of style. That combination is like the best. I believe for me, a good crop top, not actually crop top, but a top that's shorter than a t-shirt and a high-waisted jeans is my go-to uniform, you can say. You cannot buy your way into being chic. It's energy, it's habits, it's what you use, what you have. Most of us make outfits on the basis of how we will be perceived by other people. But I think we should reverse it. How we want to be, how we want to look. I think we should dress according to that, not what others will perceive. Because of this, you'll mostly buy the things that are trendy because everybody's gonna wear that. And ultimately, you will also come into that rut that you will also go. I'm not saying that do not follow trends, but do not follow them blindly. Like a hobo bag was in trend, I think 2 months back. I bought it not because it was trendy, but I looked at it, I saw, and I realized, oh, I can use it long term. Even though if it will go out of trend, which it will go eventually, everything goes out and everything comes back in the trend. But if it goes out also, then also I'll be able to use it because I like that bag. I think it's very functional for me. And if you buy into some trend which you think will be very useful and helpful for you in the long term, and you see yourself wearing that or using that thing, even if it goes out of the trend, then yes, that's your sign to buy it. That will make you chic. A good rule of thumb to keep in mind is we all have a version of ourselves in our mind that is the classiest version. Think what will they think of this outfit. Think what will they think of the dress. Do not wait for an occasion to dress up. For example, today I had no plans. I usually do not have any plans, but I thought of wearing this dress because I wanted to like get dolled up because I had this new haircut and I really like it. I feel this is the best thing that I've done in this month. But I wanted to dress up. I did. I got my dress out of my closet and I wore it. I feel pretty. Some people might think that this is like overdressed for being at home. And yes, they may be right for themselves. Not for me. I can roam around this throughout my house and I'll be like, I like it. If you want to be overdressed, you can. There is no rule. But be overdressed with confidence. Confidence is chic. And the easiest way to be chic through clothes is wearing timeless pieces: a white shirt, white t shirt, a good pair of jeans, a polka dot dress. Like, it's so easy to make outfits through this. Looking chic is the last thing in being chic. But I mentioned it first because everybody really can do that in the least amount of time and they want instant results. Ultimately, being chic is all about energy, it's all about habits. I think chic women really know what they want and they ask it. They are not hesitant for asking anything, because asking never hurts anyone, does it? I'm not saying they are demanding, but yes, they do express themselves. I'm not telling you to act entitled or snooty. That's opposite of being classy and chic. However, you need to tell people what you want directly and very calmly without apologizing first. So instead of saying, sorry, can I sit on the table? Say, I would prefer a table by the window side. Or maybe when you have plans or you are making plans and somebody suggests that let's meet up on Thursday. But you have already your plans. So don't say that, oh, sorry, I can't really do that on Thursday. I have, let's say, a doctor's appointment. You shouldn't say sorry for this. It was just about making plans. You were not canceling the plan. You can say Thursday doesn't work for me. Let's do it on Friday or maybe the day that you are free next. When we ask something, there is this tendency to justify what we are asking because we are scared that it might not be right for asking something without actually giving the reason. But it's completely fine. You are allowed to have preferences and you are very well allowed to express them. Ask and then receive. If you don't ask, you will not receive. The worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to say no. What's the big deal in that? Chic women do not suffer in silence. Being kind will always be good in the long run to any and everyone. I know confidence can't come into action without actually doing it. I know it's very tough to say no to a lot of things, but trust me, when you start saying no, when you start to have your boundaries, people will respect you more eventually. They might not at first, but they will understand that. Saying no can be very powerful. And you have to be okay with the fact that not everybody will like you. Some people will dislike you no matter what you do, what you say, or do literally any. You can do the best in the world and people will still dislike you. You need to just accept that fact. One of the very essential thing is own your opinions. Have opinions and be confident to express them. Nobody likes a yes man. Yeah, girls say that, oh, I want my boyfriend or my partner to be a yes man. They should agree with me on everything. Good, maybe I also want the same thing, but not in everything. Like if a person does not have any opinion, then what exactly is in them? There is nothing interesting then. How will they be chic if they do not have any opinions on literal anything? And I'm not saying that you should be argumentative on purpose, but wherever necessary, don't hesitate. And it's okay to for you also to dislike something maybe that your best friends really like. It's okay to disagree, to not like everything together. That's a very, very, very normal thing. And if they don't understand, then jump them. And I know that having an unpopular opinion that you only have in your friends group can be a little intimidating, where you'll feel like, oh, I should agree with them because they will like me more, or they will think I'm a weirdo because I have a different opinion. You don't have to feel that way. Maybe you are the person who's right. I'm not saying it like it will happen all the time, but you might be right or you might be wrong. That's completely fine. Being wrong is better than being right all the time. So it's okay to have an unpopular opinion in front of your friends who do not seem to have the same opinion like you. That's a very, very normal thing. Don't worry about how they will react. It's okay. They are also adults, you are also adults. I think it's a good thing to be opinionated. It's a good thing to have controversial opinions if you have that. Say it out loud and do not really think about anything that how they will react. Be okay with when people disagree with you. I think this generation, the Gen Z, are the most vain generation that we have had so far. I don't know if any research backs it, but that is what I think, because we can't even pick up the phone to have a conversation with anybody, whether it be friends or family. We are so afraid of being perceived in the wrong way. We are so obsessed with how we are perceived over our looks that we can't seem to think about anything else. Stop obsessing about your looks. It's the least impactable thing that you have. What's going on in your mind, how you think, how you react, how your opinions are, how kind you are, how good you are to others. That is what matters. The looks will fade away. Stop obsessing over your looks. Yes, I'm not saying that look bad. No, look good, of course. But that is not the only thing that you should work on. There are 100 other things about you that you should be obsessing over. Chic women are always interested in what the other person is saying, the conversation, rather than how they are being perceived by others. They are confident, they are strong, they know how they know they look good, they have the confidence, not because they are like supermodel or something, but They know they look good. They have that honesty in them that, oh, I look good. They do not wait for others to say that they look good. Stop waiting for validation. Do your hair, do your makeup, dress really well. But when you're out of the house, that's it. Do not think about your looks then all the time. Go, do your work, meet friends, have a good time. Stop obsessing over how you look. None of these habits require you to fake a personality. This is what you have to do, like the inner work that you have to do in order to become a chic woman or a man. Being chic is not about flaunting your wealth and being a stuck up, because the easiest way to be chic is to be authentic to yourself. That's it for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.